Go down and talk to a couple of the guys. Yeah, right. We were aware of that. Okay. First heat's lined up trackside. We see some interesting chauffeurs. George Cohen obviously having problems during his qualifying attempt. George, have you worked out the bugs in the race car?
Well, I think so, but I'm not sure.
Well, you know, we're making an attempt to talk to some of the guys that don't share the limelight all the time. George, a brilliant second-generation driver, has been at it quite some time. Good luck to you, George, in the first late model heat of the evening. We swing over to a guy making his first start ever in late model competition. After an outstanding career in sportsman cars, it's John Burnside in the Ricardo's Pizza number 55. John, a newly constructed or newly bought and race car, and it has a dollar bill taped to the roll cage. What's the deal there?
Well, we put that on there because we're lacking a little bit on funds, and we thought that maybe would give us a little luck and bring us some more money.
How did the late model car feel? I realize you only had qualifying to sort it out and get the feel of it, but how does it feel in relation to your sportsman automobile?
It's a lot faster coming down the straightaway than what my sportsman car was. The car just hooks up and goes. It's a lot faster than what my sportsman was.
Okay, good luck to you, John, as we move back through the field. Bruce Rogers in the car 73. It's Bruce's first outing in his Perfection Auto trim, number 73. Bruce, I believe you're a graduate of the sportsman ranks, aren't you?
Yes, I am. It's actually my second year of late models, and it's the same car as last year with a new body and a lot of changes. We're going to sort it out tonight.
Well, you've had a little experience in the late model cars, then. How do you find the transition period from sportsman to late model automobiles?
Well, it's a lot faster, and the cars handle a lot better, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, good luck to you this evening during the running of the first heat, Bruce. Here's a guy I've been anxious to talk to for quite some time. Lives down in Chicago, Illinois. And we're just anxious to see, Mark, what is your actual racing experience? We haven't heard too much of you in the Milwaukee area.
Well, I ran 2 years down at Wilmot Sportsman Cars. Came up there last year running late models, and we're back again.
How do you find the competition here at Hales compared to the Chicago area tracks?
A lot faster. A lot faster.
I notice you have a couple sponsors on the car out of the Chicagoland area. You might wish to tell us about them.
Well, I got Speed Service down there in the city. They help me out a little bit here and there, and I got a guy that I work with helping me build the motors, so we're doing all right so far.
Okay, good luck to you, Mark. A hard charger out of the Chicagoland area. We move back
Excuse me a minute,
pack.
Tom.
Tom Felesnik, driving
Attention
the
in the
93
pit.
QFM automobile. Tom, how do you look for tonight's competition? I know you have several of your people here with you this evening. Had a little problem qualifying the automobile. I know you'd like to be in the main. Can you get the bugs sorted out and possibly nail down a semi-feature win here this evening?
I'm going to work on it. Got a lot of playing around to do with the suspension on the car yet.
Well, hopefully Tom can get the car squared away and nail down a heat race or semi-feature victory. He's got some formidable competition right alongside of him in the person of Brian Yeager. Has to be awarded the Goodies Headache Award if we had one. Came out on practice day, had the fastest car on the Speedway, bar none. Had the misfortune on opening night to tear the car up real bad, and Brian's been having a heck of a time getting a handle on it since. Brian, is it coming along?
I got to change my luck. Things just haven't been falling in place. Tonight, qualifying, the distributor went out. Now we switched it. Now it runs fine. One thing after another.
Well, I know Brian has some of the most talented people in the business working with him on the race car. And Brian, do you think you're going to work the car back into feature competition in weeks to come and give Mike and the rest of the guys a chase, at least for a top 10 finish in the late model points?
Well, I'm sure I'll get it running better than it is. This is a new race car from the firewall forward. After the wreck with the wall, everything is new. It's like starting all over again.
Well, good luck to Brian Yeager aboard the SAI Wholesale number 6. Okay, we move back in the field. Here's another guy who's normally in feature competition tonight, falling just a little bit short. He campaigned in the Chicagoland area for several years before coming up here, a 4-time track champ at Wilmot, Jim Zawardis. Jim, how do things look this evening?
Well, it's hard to say yet. We tried a few things different for qualifying. It didn't work out, so I think we got it straightened out.
Jim, I know you have several Chicagoland sponsors. Could you tell us a little bit about them?
Well, the main one is Precision Automotive builds the motor, and then Nelson Auto in Crystal Lake helps us out money-wise. So it works out pretty good. Okay, well, best of luck to you this evening here at the Speedway, Jim.
Tell them in the pit check all the second down, check the board.
Attention in the late model pits. There has been a change on the lineup board. Everybody's to check their starting position from the second heat on back. Here we have Ted Rosinski Jr. driving the SAI Freight Systems entry. Of course, Ted, a second-generation driver. His dad, a brilliant driver on the bigger tracks of the nation. Ted's been at late model competition for quite some time. Ted, I'm sure you're not too happy being regulated to the first heat. Can you improve the car as the season goes along and put her in feature competition?
Well, we tried not to spend no money this year, but it don't work. So we got to tip into the pot a little bit and get some in here. And maybe we can be back with all the big shots then.
Well, good luck to you, Ted, as the season progresses. And way back in the back of the pack, a guy who's an outstanding, or formerly an outstanding sportsman chauffeur, making the switch to late model competition, has to be in the thick of the chase for the Bailing Circle Track Rookie of the Year program, Darrell Traber. Darrell, how's your first taste of late model racing?
It's a lot different.
In what respects?
A lot faster and stiff competition.
Well, I should think so. When you get in there with the likes of Mike Melius, Whitey Harris, and the rest of the Chargers, how does a car feel to you? Are there any surprises in the transition?
Everything with the car is great. I have a brake problem right now. Otherwise, we're getting used to it slowly but surely.
Well, we're going to watch Darrell Traber as he gains experience in the late model cars, and I'll bet you before the season's out, in there battling with the stars in feature competition. So that's a little insight to the guys that don't share the limelight all the time here at the Speedway. We're about set to go with the first late model heat of the evening. Mark Sweeney looks to field over and should put the cars in motion in a moment or two. Paced by George Cohen in his Sir Gregory's Pump number 32 automobile. Remember, he has the rookie late model driver, John Burnside, perched alongside. Burnside has never seen a lap of competitive late model competition. It should be interesting. 9 cars going for 10 laps in your first late model heat of the evening.
Put 74 in the back of the second heat where he was supposed to start in the third, but he's supposed to start in the first now, but I can't get him out in time, so I'm going to have to put him on the back of the second.
10-4. Abe starts on the back of the second heat. Okay, set to go green. Mark Sweeney sends the field charging down into corner number 1. Cohen on the inside, Burnside on the top, and Burnside has a slight advantage exiting corner number 2. Hartline will go third in car 33, as Burnside is now your race leader. John Burnside, first time ever in late model competition, he's leading it. Cohen runs second. 6, Brian Yeager, a charge back in the pack, now runs third with 33 Hartline holding down fourth. 55, Burnside stretches his lead over Cohen, but now number 6, Brian Yeager, tries the outer groove of the Speedway in an attempt to overhaul 32 Cohen. Yeager goes to the top there side by side, and Brian, remembering his trip into the wall a couple weeks ago, negotiates the pass on 32 Cohen very carefully. 93, Felesnik moves inside a Hartline for the 4th spot. Felesnik will go 4th in the QFM 93. Yeager mounts a challenge to race leader Burnside in car 55. Burnside now being tested by one of the true veterans of late model competition as Yeager works inside of Burnside. They duel down into corner 3. Burnside now regulated to the top portion of the speedway as Yeager picks under at the halfway point. Z72 moves to the outer portion of the speedway and drops Falesnik out of the 4 paint positions. Yeager now in command with car number 6 as Burnside runs in the number 2 slot. Going right third, but being pressured by Z72, Zewirtis for the spot. Zewirtis moves to the top of the speedway and goes third. Yeager out in front of the event. 55 Burnside running in the runner-up position. Falesnik now mounting a challenge to 32 Cohen for the 4th spot. Yeager now comfortably in front of the field. Yeager out front, Burnside second, Zewirtis third. Cohen now a bit of an advantage over Falesnik for the 4th spot. White flag, a lap to go for Brian Yeager in car 6. 55 Burnside trying to hang on to the number 2 spot, but Zewirtis moves under him and goes second with Z72, regulating Burnside to third. Yeager will win it easily. Car number 6, Jim Zewirtis finishes second. 55 John Burnside, excellent first effort in late model competition, finishes third. Bill Kramer, car 14, finishes 4th. Kramer with a good last lap charge finishes 4th in car 14 as Brian Yeager makes good as promised. The car's running great. Yeager moves smartly but cautiously through traffic and nails down late model heat number 1 in the SAI Roofing People of America sponsored automobile. Brian by trade is an executive at SAI. Brian Yeager. Nice big round of applause for the hard charger from Brown Deer, Wisconsin. Moves to sales and service and draft at 5 Corners GMC and Alice Machine, putting the horsepower under the hood of that automobile.